Hello, and welcome to Vintage Story, a game that I have been very obsessed with for the last month or so. As you can already see from the title screen here, it bears quite the similarity to a game you might know, Minecraft, of course. There's no point being around the bush with it, but it is so much more. A lot of people could unfairly call it a Minecraft clone, though it did originate, if I'm getting some of my lore right, was originally a Minecraft mod. But it is something that I think I've actually never seen before, which is something that is a proper competitor to Minecraft, something that exists within the same genre, and while very similar, has its own unique spin on things and has its own innovations. And you might notice, for anyone who's actually played this recently, I am on a previous version of the game. You can see it's got a higher version up there that I've got here. And that is because I am playing modded. I have a bunch of mods. Here's the list. And some of these have been modified, yada yada yada, by a friend who went through the trouble of making a massive mod list. I mean, okay, this one I added myself, but that's beside the point. And that was all for use in a multiplayer server together, which I'm not doing that. This is just going to be a single player series. But yeah, lots of mods, lots of mostly quality of life stuff for the most part. And that's the cool thing about this game, is that it is very moddable. It has a big modding community that does a lot of stuff. So, fair warning, this series will be modded. There are definitely some differences from the base game. So if you want to see this game for the first time without mods confusing you, go ahead, there's plenty of good videos out there. But if you're fine with that, let's get right into it. One of the features in this game is a very extensive, very in-detailed world creation with many options. You can turn on and off many features. So far in my own single-player experience, I've actually been playing on a mode that has no lore stuff, no monsters or anything, so it has this off. Though now I'm doing it with monsters. Oh yeah, and there's this whole temporal stability. Well, we'll get into that and the horrors of Dave and all of that. But yeah, as for my settings, here they are. I'm keeping most things default. Days per month, 9 days, 7 real-life hours. I found that to be perfectly fine in terms of giving you enough time to do things before winter sets in. A block gravity, I have made the poor decision to make it sand, gravel, and soil. It can be very annoying, and I know it will be, but I like the type of annoying that it is. I also have cave-ins, and those are horrifying. Other than that, keeping everything about normal. Make the prospecting pick a tiny bit better. I like it more at 8 blocks than 6 blocks. The chiseling, just most blocks can do it, not just these 3 types. And all of this is about the same. Here, I've got land covered to 70% rather than 100%. That's in part because there's a lot of terrain mods in here that make the game a lot more traversable. Vanilla, there is quite a lot of craziness. There's some very good mods that make the terrain much more natural. And alright, I've gone through the trouble of going through the character creator and all of that stuff. You have really weird voices in this game that are made of these instruments and the pitches, and all that is your damage sound. So I picked the least annoying out of those. Normally in this game, your skin is like some shade of blue or like dark, yeah, like all of this. I don't like being blue, so one of the mods lets you pick normal skin colors. So I'm picking that. I have made very generic man. I mean, I've basically made Steve here. That's how I like it. And okay, first decision you gotta make. This game has classes. It's got, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, each with a bunch of positives and negatives, that is, besides the commoner, which has no positive or negative traits, which is what they have going for them. And as cool as a lot of these are, and you can definitely have different play styles based on each of them, I will say I'm always just a fan of the no positive or negative traits. And some people go, oh no, you've gotta do one of these. But no, I just like being average at everything. So we're gonna go with the commoner class. And okay, I'm in. This game does have a mini-map that goes in your top right corner of your screen. I turn that off because I just don't like it. A lot of the game's elements are very hardcore survival focused, and it kind of takes away from it when you have that mini-map. And the top left you can see something very important if you play this game. Okay, you hold K, and ooh, introduction menu. It tells you to press H to access the handbook. Use this thing. It has literally everything. It is guides to everything. It is a list of every single block in the game. It has a search function, and I can see like, oh, how do I make bread? And it's just, okay, there's a lot of mod stuff here and here, but it'll tell you everything you need to know, every ingredient, what needs to be done to make it. Like, it is... yeah, it's everything you need. I see so many people... oh, hello... portal? Okay, we're not gonna acknowledge that right now. I've seen so many people ignore that. They ignore the handbook and then wonder why they can't figure anything out. Please, for the love of all that is holy, use that guide. But okay, it is the 1st of May. We're in... ooh, looks like we're maybe a little bit on a coastline here right off the bat. Okay, first thing first in this game. Gotta find stones, especially flint, to make flint tools. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of tutorializing through all of this, though hopefully not too much. Hopefully it won't be as insane as my Stellaris series. But okay, let's get some flint and berry bushes. This is going to be the main source of food I've got for a while. And also, you can add waypoints to your map. It'd be very useful to mark things like berries for later. And shut up, Portal, I'll deal with you later. Okay, so once you have a little bit of flint in your inventory, you look at the ground with it, and oh look, you can craft a bunch of stuff. So first thing we are going to craft is a knife blade. You actually cut out the individual voxels here. Form the blade. Blade now, other essentials will be spearhead. Spear is a very, very good weapon. Got more range than a knife and does more damage than it, so yeah, we want that. And we will also get an axe. Alright, now that we've got all that, sticks are the next concern. So first, I've got to check out, right here, I see little cobblestone structures. Or limestone cobblestone, interesting. Alright, nothing I can do with this right now. I'm just gonna mark this as a ruin. Perhaps I'll come back later and do something with it. Okay. To get sticks, you can sometimes find them on the ground, and okay, I'm gonna mark these mushrooms as well. I'm gonna do a lot of marking. The first bit of gameplay is a lot of marking locations for interesting stuff. Okay, get sticks, break leaves, branchy leaves in particular will get you sticks. And you can't find sticks on the ground, just like stones and such, so that's typically in forests, which I am not in one of those right now. And okay, now I've got these. Normally, it's as simple as doing this. And actually what the spirit is, but I have some mods which make the tool crafting a little bit... Why are there so many portals? Rift activity high. Oh, that is lovely. I am going to die. And normally it's very simple to make a bunch of tools, but we're in a bit of a situation. Play note for the knife, actually, I don't have anything. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. One knife. And, oh boy, lots of mushrooms all the way around here. Oh. There we go. Wait, did I actually... Okay, I marked that properly. Okay, yeah. I need to find reeds. That's the second thing to do now. And reeds can normally be found near bodies of water. Mark more mushrooms. It'll make sense why I'm doing so much marking in the far future. And, oh, more cranberries. Not missing out on that. Excellent food source while it's still nice and warm in the spring and summer. More sticks here. Okay, a little bit of water, but no cattails. Oh, and while I'm out and about... Okay, normally in the game, you just cut grass with a knife and you get dried grass. One of the mods I have, you gotta get specifically grass that is already dry, or else you're getting grass that is fresh and needs to be dried out over time. But I am not dealing with that right now, while I'm still being very nomadic. Oh, bunny. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this area is looking pretty devoid of anything, which is unfortunate. Okay, come on, you can't be telling me there's no cattails around here. In this entire area, this huge lake, you're telling me there's no cattails. That's a bit rough. Let's see, we got some thule over there. That just gives me straw, which is a nice early building material, but not much else I can actually do with that. Looks like we got more thule. Over there. Dang it. Wait, actually, is that... No, it's just a bush way out there. A couple horses. That's a mod. So the game does have rideable mounts. Currently it is elk, which is an interesting choice. Ooh! Okay, wild plants. Wild crops, rather. Gonna mark that. I could take some right now, but my inventory space, you'll notice, is nothing. I have no inventory space. I have my hotbar, and that's it. And the way to remedy that is for me to find cattails and craft baskets. Unfortunately, I appear to be getting very unlucky in that regard. Cranberries are actually a very good berry. They stay fresh for quite a while. Yeah, that is one thing to mention. This game does have food spoilage. A lot of food goes bad, and things go bad at different rates. You have different methods of preventing things from rotting. Got a quartz deposit in the side there. Lots of little rabbits and chickens. I would love to kill and eat you guys, but unfortunately I do not have the inventory space for that. But you know what? Mark on the map. Chickens. Don't know how much I'm doing it. It is very important to mark where stuff is. Ooh, a fox! It is very important because game world is vast and there are many resources like peat right here. This is a very good resource for fires and such. So I'm gonna mark that there. And the future might come back to that. Oh, and here we have yet another extremely useful resource, resin. There is so much you can do with resin, especially in the early game, marking any tree that comes out of. And the base game, actually, you can only get them from these trees. And if you knock down this tree, then no more resin for you from it. Which makes it pretty difficult to obtain in high amounts sometimes. Yeah, marking that whenever I'm seeing it. Okay, where... Okay, that's just a horse. There should be more water over here. And hopefully... Okay, more thule. Tons more thule. More than I've ever seen before in my life. Reindeer lichen. Mark that. Lots of these portals. I'm not liking the amount of these portals that I'm seeing. They are very bad news. Yeah, don't stare into the abyss too long, bad things happen. Oh, there's a berry bush there. Okay. And nothing but... Oh, wait! No, I see cattails. I see cattails way over there. Just a couple of them. I don't even know. I don't think it's even enough for me to do anything with that. But it's better than nothing. Looks like about 3, which is too little for anything. But hey, it's better than nothing. Set that down. And, oh, okay, there's a ton over there by the looks of things. Okay, yeah, there's a lot around. Just hiding from me. Ooh, actually, something I should be doing, let's see, other than marking there's mushrooms here, I should be marking that this region here has limestone. Limestone is extremely useful for leatherworking. We'll put that down here. Okay, good. Oh, and I will say, little disclaimer, the frequency of some... that's a moose way over there. When it comes to the deposits of, like, different rocks and resources, like limestone and bauxite and stuff, I have a bunch of mods, okay? I have a bunch of mods, they do some stuff. I mean, things seem pretty balanced as far as I've seen. Me and the friend that made this whole, like, list of mods were very concerned about balance, keeping the game. You know, I mean, it's heavily modded technically, but fairly vanilla. Everything we wanted in is stuff that's like, yeah, this fits in the base game, this fits in the base game's balancing. So I might be having better luck finding materials like lime and bauxite and such, whereas it might be more difficult in vanilla by a little bit. And what do we have here? Little ruin, gonna mark this, but also the cracked vessel. Now these can have all sorts of goodies. I am in no position to be picking up extra things other than what I absolutely need to carry. So, okay, right. First off, gonna eat, and while I eat, you might notice there's that blue bar above my hunger bar, which is the green bar, and that is my thirst meter. That is a mod, a very good one, and berries give me thirst as well as hunger. So, very good food source to keep me going, especially this early on. Okay, now, with all the cattails I have, I believe the recipe... Yep, that's the recipe. Handbasket. Let's make 1, 2... I got enough for 3. Okay. And then boom. I've got a lot of space in my inventory now. And, probably not the best use of them right now, but showing off 1, 2, 3, make cordage. And the mod I have for tool crafting and such, it's a bit more involved than just putting the things in the crafting grid. I actually have to stick the handle on, and then a binding. And now I've got a flint axe, got a bit of head durability, handle durability, binding durability, and you'll notice, like the binding durability on this thing, because I did not use cordage at all for it, it's about to break. And I'll need to stick it back together, and it'll be very annoying. It is at 17, that's like 5 p.m. Okay. And with Rift activity currently being high right off the bat, which is very unfortunate for me, we might be running into issues very, very quickly as it gets dark, so I might want to seek shelter kind of immediately. Right, first night, it's far too dangerous for me to go out and do anything. So if I can, I want to skip the night, and actually, I have a way to do that. Because all this fuel here, all of this, if I can put it together into hay bales, I can make a bed. Oh! And an extra cattail hiding in here. Let's see, that's 4 straw. Okay. So I'm gonna get a ton of straw. And the occasional cattail that's hiding in here. Oh, and there we go, that tool broke. I'm just gonna stick it back on this. Unfortunate, but cattails are in far too little supply for me to be using them on cordage for everything at the moment. And okay, let's get to like 32, let's say, straw. That should be it. 32. Oh, hello there. Pick up more of you. Okay. So then, I place this on the ground. I make some... actually, how do I forget how these mods work sometimes. Okay, right, I want a hay bed. The hay bed, I need a hay bale. Which I need... a coil of rope to do... Okay, that's a bit more expensive than cordage. Coil of rope. I get 4 hay bales. Okay, that's perfect. Now, boom. Straw bed. Okay. Don't need that anymore. Right now, I need some proper shelter. And okay, we have... a tiny cave here? Hopefully a tiny cave. If it's a big cave, that might be a big issue. No, tiny cave. Okay, right. This works as a first little shelter. Okay. First thing I want to do is get some light going in here. We're gonna make a torch. Now, of course, the torch doesn't start off on fire. We gotta make a fire starter. That. And there we go. I mean, just set this down here. You can set down any tool against a wall. It is such a great feature. And now, I don't have anything to cook at the moment, though having some wood wouldn't be a bad idea. So this, put in my offhand. Actually, even seal up the, okay, I'm not cutting down that tree. That one right there. Oh, hello, cattails. Okay, gonna nab those. Or I go in for the night, but yeah, what I need to do is I need to clean that place up just a little bit, make sure it's safe, and then sleep. You'll notice that it's taking quite a while for me to chop down this tree. That's because it is based off of the total number of logs and such in the tree. And I will get all of them at once it comes down. There we go. Fire tree comes down, and every item in it, including a fair few sticks as well. Don't care for these vines. And oh yeah, it got dark quick. Yeah, there's no traveling in this, not now. Not without some better weapons, some better armor. Well, actually, any armor at all. And also, no clue how many monsters are going to be about. Rift activity went down. Okay, that's good. But I should be much better off. And actually, ooh, how many sticks? I've only got 17 sticks. This right here is a kind of bush that has so many branches. It's almost entirely comprised of branchy leaves. You know what? I'm gonna hit this. Oh yeah, look at that. That is me so much. Once I get like 40 or so, call it good. Yeah, a lot of sticks for the future and no reason not to collect them right now. Okay, we got 59, excellent. Little cave in here. Ooh, some quartz. Okay. You know what I should do? Should I make a shovel? No, it's extra inventory space. I will suffer and try to fill up the back spot with dirt. I don't have much wood to go around. And you might be saying, well, why aren't you crafting your logs into planks? To which I say, nice try, it does not work like that in this game. In fact, getting wooden planks, or wooden boards to be more precise, is a whole age of technological progression away from me. I am firmly in the Stone Age right now. Oh, that ain't good, actually. That's a lot. You know what? How about we just block this way and hope... Ah, right. Of course. I have physics on. We're just gonna... There, that's good enough. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll place a little bed down. And you know what? Sleep right now. And it doesn't let you sleep until morning. It's only 7 hours. So it should be 5 in the morning by the time I wake up. Okay, roughly 5-ish. And alright, right. It's spring going into summer. So that... Yeah, so lots of daylight hours. Pick this up. And I'll keep the torch with me just because... they're dirt cheap. If I don't need the torch anymore, I'll just drop it. And actually now's a good time to eat as well. Okay, you know what? If I break this, that'll cause a little landslide. And I got a way out. Yeah, it's easy... Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's easy enough to skip the night, though unfortunately that means that winter gets ever closer without stuff being done. That is the huge looming threat, even more than monsters and such, is a long time from now, winter is gonna be here. And winter will kick you in the teeth if you are not prepared for it. But right now, I'm just wandering around trying to find resources, mapping whatever resources I come across, gathering anything. Ugh! There you are. Okay, you are a drifter. You are just a basic nothing. Die. There we go. Harvest you. Ooh, you have flax fibers. A very important material that I'm not going to get in a considerable amount for a long time. So yeah, that's your basic drifter. Not much of a threat at all, though my torch got extinguished by the... You know what, we're just going to throw that in the water. Don't need it. Got extinguished because I went into the water. But you know what? Torches and fire starters are dirt cheap to make, so... Don't really mind leaving it behind. Okay, lots of cattails. I can get to, boom, fourth rather, hand baskets. Now I've got a total of, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a total of 12 inventory slots, which fills up rather quickly. So yeah. This is going to be how much, oh geez, buttons. This is going to be how much inventory I have for a very long time, until I've actually done some proper hunting and I can make the next level of backpack. As you can see, very limited. So what I gotta do is collect a lot of the very useful stuff, like flint, cattails, dry grass, sticks. I pretty much always have a supply of a lot of those in my inventory at all times, just extremely useful regardless of the situation. The next order of business is to find a place to actually settle down. Now, I'm that guy that in the Minecraft server decides to go out like 5,000 blocks from spawn looking for the perfect base location. Now that is a habit that does bite me in the rear a little bit, playing this game, especially considering I am on a timer. I mean, it's a very long timer, but it's one that is ever present. I don't like being unprepared for things. Okay, going high up here, we actually got a bit of snow. Temperature's a lot cooler as you gain altitude. And since it is May, so it's late spring, so this area is still pretty cold despite the current month. Actually, you know what? While I'm up here, let's cut down another tree. So this arch, I have oak logs. I would rather... If I can find a shorter pine tree, let's cut that down. Because I want to craft some makeshift armor. Oh dear. The absolute worst armor in the game, and hello, cabbages. Okay, I am marking that. That is very good for future reference. Yeah, makeshift armor. It's made out of wood. And, okay, yeah, chop down this tree for that. It's very bad, you can't repair it. It is best described as ablative armor, which means it might save me from one hit from a bear or a wolf, and just gives me enough time to get away from it, or try to get just, yeah. I'm not fighting a bear in my current position. If I see a bear, I am sprinting so far from it, even though it will chase me quite a ways. Okay, now normally, base game, you just put them in your inventory with an axe, and it'll make firewood. I've got a mod that makes it much more satisfying. Just bop them like this. Beautiful. Okay, now I believe it's primitive. No, it's improvised armor. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. I got plenty. Dry grass, right? Knife. Put dry grass in there. Boom, improvised armor. Now, this firewood can be used for a fire, of course, but I have no need of it at the moment. I have no meat and such to cook now. Improvised armor. Put that on. Provides a tiny bit of protection. Just a tiny bit. Okay, the current plan. Go probably south and west a ways. I can possibly find a nice area. Yeah, portal. Wait, basalt. Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen basalt on the surface before. I know that's a vanilla thing that can happen. Interesting. There might be a chance I can get a very good material if I know stuff right, which I might not. I might be completely mistaken. Oh, and there goes knife. Yeah, the head still has a ton of durability on it, but okay, you know what? I've got a few cattails to spare. So let's make this thing nice and properly with some binding. Make it last a whole lot longer. Beautiful. Actually, if I find some hard stones lying around, I could make a whetstone. Make it last even longer. What is that? Oh, crabs! Okay, that's a mod as well, but heck yeah, crabs. Kill these and cook them up. That has some nice, simple meat. Ooh, don't you get away from me now. You are not getting away from me, nuh-uh. There's one more, right? Was that it? Alright, looks like crabs on the menu. Oh, and a nifty thing about a lot of mods. Look at the top there. A lot of things tell you what mod they're from. It's actually very easy for you to distinguish your modded content. Obsidian stones. Oh my goodness. Okay, this might be a blessed run right here. This might be a blessed run. Okay, right, where's the okay, the last one here. Okay, I was not incorrect about what I knew about basalt. Okay. Right, as I was saying. Yeah, you know where a lot of stuff is from. Because it'll tell you, oh, there's obsidian. Okay, obsidian isn't absolutely crazy like it is in Minecraft. It is actually a very brittle, no, glass. It is volcanic glass, so yeah, it's not like the hardest substance known to man, but it is actually an amazing side grade to flint, because normally the progression of tools, you end up with having... We have like normal stones, like, I don't know if I could use basalt stone, but like granite, for example. You can use granite, make a granite axe, and it's fine and all, but flint is just a little bit... That's a wolf. That is a wolf over there. Okay, we're just gonna mark that down and avoid it. I am not fighting wolves right now. Normally the progression goes, okay, you have your normal rocks, then you have flint, which is everywhere. And flint makes for pretty good Stone Age tools. But obsidian is just a little bit better, just a little bit better than flint. So it's actually nice to have some of that. And hello, wild rye. Alright. Now the next tier up is copper, which is a bit of a process to get up to the copper age. It's gonna be a little while, especially if I'm not finding copper bits lying around in the world everywhere. Okay, looks like we've got a massive plain area here. Might be pretty useful, and you can also kind of see the route I've been taking just from all of my marks on the map. That's another nice thing about constantly making markers, is that that's a horse. Yeah, it's a horse. That's nothing to worry about. But I can kind of see the exact route I've been taking through a region, just judging by all of my marks. Got more mushrooms. Mushrooms are also like a nice food source. Like, let's see, elkin saddle. Is this good? No, actually highly poisonous. But anyways, I mean, you can eat them. I mean, that one hurt quite a bit to eat, but they're a food source. They can provide quite a bit of saturation. So, I'm marking a lot of them, because once you reach a certain point, you start cooking. And cooking is how you make some good filling meals. And good filling meals require different ingredients, like a bit of meat or a bit of mushrooms, which the game considers vegetables for purposes of stew making and such. And oh, we've got clay. We've got clay. A very, very important thing to have. I'm tempted to pick some up now, but I want to be settled down before I start lugging a bunch of clay. That is how you get to the pottery age. That is the next step in the progression. But I don't mind staying in the Stone Age until I actually find the perfect place to settle down. Looks like we got a little ruin there, and that is a wild boar. A bit dangerous, but if I give him space, it shouldn't be anything crazy, though. You're running water. Oh yeah. Some running water under here, and coal. Okay. hear dangerous things. But okay, I'm gonna mark that real quick, that there is coal. Oh yeah, there's horrid beasts down there. We're just not gonna pay them any mind, especially considering I kind of ate a poisonous mushroom and have a third of my health gone. Not one of my best decisions. What do we have here? Hey boy, we're chill, we're chill. Ooh, a forage vessel. And that's got me a bee grenade. Alright. And, ooh, actually some very good healing items. Oh yeah, okay, now I'm back to near full health. Okay, right, I've got bee nades. Right, I know. Oh no, I just threw my obsidian. No, no, no. Okay, I move that out from here. I do not want to accidentally throw the obsidian. Luckily it didn't break. Okay, pick you up. I have the granite, I can kind of show off. Like, I could make, you know, granite tools, but they're worse than flint. But one thing I can make, and this is from a mod, the same one that lets me have tools that I like craft with like bindings with different durabilities and such. That mod also allows me to make a whetstone. So I can sharpen my tools, make them last a bit longer. That's that little blue bar there. Okay, what do we have here? A little ruin. And I will say, one of the mods I have installed is Better Ruins. It adds a bunch of variety to the ruins you find out in the world. Some massive ones, lots of little ones. Very good mod, would recommend. Even if the loot tables can go out of whack pretty easily. Like, there's some, I think the loot table includes some, like, debug weapons and stuff. I don't even know if they're vanilla or mods. Probably mods. They probably accounted for vanilla. Oh, we got red clay. Got red clay here. We've got... Oh, look at all the cattails. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is so much. Is this just a little granite rock here? Yes. Pick up some stones, because granite is a hard kind of stone, but it's useful to have. Oh wow. There's some snow-top mountains there. We've got... Interesting. Very interesting. Now what is this up here? The nice little pond. Huh. Nice little pond, farming vessel. I don't need anything in there at the moment. I'll collect the cattails though. Got this sand cobblestone structure. Very good entrance. Okay. Interesting. Food vessel. Let's pop you open, and that is a bunch of grain cereal that keeps forever, but I can't do anything with for the time being. Yeah, screw it, let's make an obsidian tool, and it's gonna be an obsidian shovel of all things. Oh, wait, let me... A nice shovel here. Level this little area out. I'll need one stick and some footage. Okay. Craft that up. And also I can sharpen a shovel. I'm not quite sure the logistics of sharpening a shovel. I guess maybe if the lip is getting, like, chipped or something, I don't know. I'm not a tool guy. Okay. Now, ooh, medium fertility soil as well. Actually not half bad for farming. Let's just get everything on a nice level here. Now I can start making a campfire. Ooh, I am out of inventory space, okay. Oh, fertility soil, you go there. Whetstone, you can lay on the ground. In fact, shovel, I don't need you right now, or you. Grab some space. Okay, where is... I got the firewood. Oh wait, no, not like that. First, I need dry grass. Place some firewood around it. Then make a fire starter. Come on. There we go. Now, we can get some cooked crab meat going. Nice little shelter here. Well, I think this is a good spot to stop. We've got the campfire going down there with some crab meat, which will be very nice. And I will say this does look like a lovely spot to settle down or maybe build a base, but there is a mechanic I haven't explained yet. In the center bottom above the toolbar, you'll notice that gear, and it is going to the left. That is temporal stability, which a lot of people call it a sanity meter, but it's more like a Geiger counter. It's kind of a combination of a Geiger counter and a sanity meter. And when that goes left, it goes down. When stability goes down, bad things happen. So unfortunately, it looks like this plot of land is not going to work for me. But as a temporary shelter to end off part 1, I don't think I could do any better. It's a bit intimidating starting a new series like this, but I think this is going to be the beginning of something great. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.